So when we speak in terms of residual rights or any rights, and in our relation to a government that we create, there has to be some place in it to vindicate our rights if someone deprives us of them. This used to be done by the king. He decided that there must be some better way to settle conflicts than trial by battle, you know, the charge. So he would have people bring their conflicts to him, and they would say that this was court. He was holding court. And eventually it became so overwhelming that he had to hire people, and so he hired judges. So the idea here is that these fundamental rights or residual rights are protected from deprivation by other people, as well as the government itself, by these judges. So it's really up to them. If we don't have them, then we have to resort to trial by battle or private war. So in the hearts and conscience of these people, they have to decide whether it's better to allow people to resort to private war, revenge, hatred, violence, and so on and so forth, or if they should allow them to come freely before them and to vindicate their claim. One aspect of that, in terms of speech, has been a policy, a long-standing policy of the government, which has essentially been this: let them bitch. Most people aren't going to do anything, but if you let them bitch about it, then chances are they won't resort to violence and bloodshed and things like that. But once you tell them to shut the fuck up, don't you talk to me like that, boy, then people get upset. And especially when a judge talks like that to you, or somebody in government, a police officer or something, don't you talk to me like that, boy. So in terms of speech, we come upon this idea of what sort of speech is appropriate. Now, people will disagree here because through the innovation of obscenity, which some people don't agree exists. They think it's just something that was made up. And essentially it was. It was made up by people in government. A test was devised by judges in terms of the various residual rights, life, liberty, and property, that if there is a derogation of one of these rights by some government act, it has to be strictly construed. And it could only be done insofar as it's necessary to fulfill some function of the government. Government has to show that there's no other possible way that this function could be performed without, in the case of speech, censoring speech. And there's also this idea, from whence this also derived, of the clear and present danger doctrine, because you had the sedition acts. So if you're in a state of war or under attack, you can't allow people to publish government secrets or something in the press. Government has said we have a right to stop that. And there have been court controversies regarding those things, but essentially the courts have come down to those tests. The clear and present danger doctrine. How does the speech create a clear and present danger to the state? Or how is it that the state has to censor someone? If they don't, then they're not going to be able to perform this particular duty or function.